let's talk about one of the measurable things. You talked about natural disasters. I heard you on a video talking about like after there was a big situation in the Bahamas, I believe, and there was like a very quick response. Can you tell people about that?
Yes. So Hurricane Dorian hit the Bahamas early September 2019. I was on vacation in Mexico. Why I love telling that part of the story is because people often think that communities make a difference based on who at the top made a decision and then said we should care about this and then it trickled down to everyone else. I was on vacation. I was not involved. Our members saw that one of our members who lived in Grand Bahama Island had his island covered in 20 feet of standing water. And that means that everything with an engine would never work again. Every boat, every plane, every car, every truck. And he was seeing people on their rooftops because houses are only about 20 feet there, and knew this was a real crisis. And knew that Grand Bahama Island is a tiny island with a lot of Haitian refugees, and it's not the island where all the tourism happens, and they were probably going to be a bit of an afterthought to their governments. So relief efforts. So he put photographs onto the NEXUS community chats and said, I need help of any kind. Rack your brain, think of what you could do. People are not safe. They don't have food, they don't have water, they don't have medical care, they don't have electricity, and they're trapped on their rooftops. Who can help? And immediately, our members who were part of helicopter clubs and who had helicopters started running Black Hawk helicopters over to Grand Bahama, plucking people off rooftops and bringing them to higher ground. That was the first day. The second day, our members who had NetJets hours or small private planes started sending citations, small private planes of aid workers over. We sent World Central Kitchen, Israel Aid, UNICEF, Team Rubicon. Our members financed all of these aid workers getting to this forgotten island in this one little makeshift airstrip that was really someone's driveway. So it was a very small plane. And they would start making runs back and forth in these small planes from Florida. And then on day 3, they were able to open one boat slip. And our members who owned yachts called up their yacht clubs and said, who's going to donate their yachts to bring supplies over? We need generators, we need food, we need medical supplies. And a member whose family owned a cruise ship was supposed to take a cruise to the Bahamas but clearly couldn't go, and they said, if you want everything off this ship and you can take it, bring it over. And so we sent an armada of 55 yachts that stood in a line to go in and out of that one boat slip, bringing humanitarian relief and assistance, food, medical supplies, and generators and water. And by the time I got back from vacation, those 3 days had happened. The NEXUS community was rallying. How can we raise money? What if we don't have connections? What else can we give? How can we get there? And it was just unbelievable how our community wrapped their arms around an island that was forgotten by its government. Whether or not, they would have gotten to it eventually, who knows, but they didn't need to, because a generation who couldn't put their finger on Grand Bahama Island on a map turned their hearts on and racked their brains on everything they could do to help, and everyone could do something, and the island was saved. And by the time a bunch of us got down there a few months later for Thanksgiving to volunteer with these nonprofits who were on the ground making such a difference, we recognized when we went to the first water station and food bank that the NEXUS logo was on people's t-shirts and on the signage. And we thought, we didn't do this officially. We don't even send anyone our logo. And I asked the aid workers who were wearing our t-shirts, what is NEXUS? And they said, oh, they got all the people here. And that's how the volunteers came. And that's how we have food, and that's how we have water. And I said, oh, that's really remarkable. Thanks for sharing. But I never said who I was, because we weren't trying to do anything or get any credit. It was a random coalition of members with big hearts and big influence.